In this video, I created all 24 tracks on the Formula 1 calendar this year, all on my browser. This is episode 4, and if you want to see the first 9 tracks I've made so far, they're done in episodes 1 to 3, and I'll be linking them in a playlist. This episode, we'll be making Spain, Austria, Silverstone, and Hungary. I'll also be telling you something that will allow me to get these tracks out for you to play faster, but you might find it controversial. Also, I'll be linking all the tracks for you to play as well, of course, and instructions on how to import them and play. Also, for those who don't know yet, I'm using this game called PolyTrack on my browser. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, so this is a Spanish Grand Prix here, and it looks quite easy. But before I make it, I first want to say, I'm going to be moving the starting line from here to more around here, because let's say you just start off the track and you spend already 11 seconds trying to complete the straight, but you mess up the first turn. It's going to be annoying to keep on restarting. So I'll be placing it here. Well, anyways, I'm going to make this track and then we can add checkpoints and walls and test it. It doesn't look too hard, so I'll put it on time lapse and I'll show you the final result. Alright, so starting off here, we've got the first straight and it leads into a turn. There's a double turn here, which is quite easy, and you can go quite fast in this one. This makes the track more fun. This part seems quite simple, there's quite a lot of turns, but what I noticed is once we get to these diagonal segments, it gets a bit confusing because the braking is hard to get, and sometimes you either go too slow or you go too fast and you hit the car against the side of the wall. Like this, it was quite hard to brake, so you touch the wall a bit. But if we go slowly for the first time, just to test it, and not go too fast for this run, the track is, for the most part, quite fun, but it's definitely not easy. It's also a little bit on the longer side of tracks, because it took well over a minute to complete. So you can see this run took 1 minute and 5 seconds, which is longer than most of the tracks I've made so far. Now we've got Silverstone, which is a fan favorite and one of the most popular tracks. So this track does look quite hard, especially with the stuff that's on PolyTrack, and even thinking about racing it seems like it's going to be a hard track, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, Silverstone's not complete. Let's go and test it and see if the track is good. Alright, so starting off here, we've got the straight, and this leads right into 2 turns. Oh, we have the wall there, but that's fine. But the first part's overall quite easy, but the second part does have quite a lot of turns. These are going to take a bit of getting used to, because usually when there's a lot of turns, it's quite hard to memorize what happens in the track. Alright, now we've got multiple of these wavy S parts. It's similar to what was in the Miami Grand Prix and Japanese Grand Prix earlier in the series, but usually that's what I find the most fun part of these tracks, but they're also quite hard. Alright, so overall this looks like the Silverstone track is quite short, which is not realistic because usually it's one of the longer tracks, but these tracks are not to scale because everything is completely different, including the speed of the cars. But it's still not the shortest track, so this is a good time, I'd say. Moving on to the Hungarian Grand Prix. This is a pretty easy track, so I'll see you when this is done. Alright, let's test the Hungarian Grand Prix now. So starting off, oh, that was a mistake by me there. Starting off, it goes straight into a sharp U-turn and then a bit of a diagonal part, which I'd say is accurate compared to the track. I didn't really know how I would manage to do that, so I just added something to see if it would work well. Okay, I touched the wall there by accident. I'll restart and continue from where I was. Alright, so we're back to where I was, and the rest of the track seems quite easy. We've got these final 2 U-turns here, and that should be the track completed. This track does seem like it's on the longer side. It's not too long. I was able to finish in 1 minute, but that's with a couple mistakes, so I'd say this is a similar length to Silverstone. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Make sure to try out these tracks and tell me what times you got for each one and which one was your favorite. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and give me feedback in the comments on how I can make my videos better. Well, until then, see you in the next one.